Tenno, where are you? A man's voice suddenly snaps me back into the moment. It's Kano. I've come as you asked. The gentleman grabs me by the arm and yanks me to my feet. Where's the dummy Asawa? He snarls. Why didn't you bring her? Detective Tenno, why are you doing this? Is that really Maria? My captor removes my blindfold. The first thing I see is a huge blimp drifting slowly by overhead. Huh? I'm sure I've seen it before. Pretty recently at that. There's a flash of revelation inside my head like a dam bursting. My memories come flooding back to me. Huh. She got tased. She lost her jewelry on the side of the road. Got kidnapped and pushed in there. Last night, I was at a party, a sort of mixture with the exchange students. Someone was planning to use this party as an opportunity to abduct my sister Tomi. So I told Tomi that the party started 1 hour later than it really did. I had a plan to let myself get abducted into Tomi's place. Of course, the idea wasn't just to let myself get kidnapped. The necklace I wore was outfitted with a tiny GPS. Wherever I happened to be taking, Canaan would be able to check my location. What we hadn't counted on, though, was my necklace getting torn off when I was attacked. I managed to grab hold of it, but I hit my head when I was being shoved into the car and it slipped from my grasp. I'm not sure how far we drove after that, and my fuzzy memories I recall gazing blurrily out the car window. That was when I saw the blimp right after we parked. Yes, I went fine. There was a man talking to someone on his cell phone. Alright, I'll shut her up inside the storeroom. I'll be waiting in the room upstairs. The man dragged me out of the car and shoved me into some dark storeroom. No way. Then I guess for good measure he hit me in the head again. That's right. There's more of it coming back to me now. You spent your life living in a country of peace in Japan. You couldn't possibly understand me. Again and again, so it's not like she and I became fast friends right away or anything. The two of us were too different in a lot of ways. Where do you draw the line? What would you protect with your life? What does justice mean to you? A forlorn look came to her face whenever Canaan asked me a new question. And I never had a good answer for any of them. The flimsy grasp of my own personal identity made it hard for us to get along. But I kept visiting Canaan's place for the duration of my trip. I recall doing the cat's cradle there at the table one time when we didn't have anything particular to talk about. Her eyes had gone wide when she saw me deftly manipulating the string with my fingers. Who taught you how to do that? She asked. My mother. My real mother, that is. Canaan furrowed her brow. What do you mean, real? As opposed to my stepmother, I mean. My birth mother died after getting really sick. I was only 5 years old, so I don't remember her that well. I see, Canaan said. Her expression remained unchanged. What about your parents, Canaan? I don't have any. They died during the war. The blindness of her response made my hands stop, the strings still stretched between them. Sensing that we were treading on some serious ground, I hurried to change the subject. Do you have any friends? No. Well, I used to have one. The use of the past tense made me fear the worst, and I was right. He was killed too. By an arms dealer named Alfred. Tone was dry, matter of fact. Taking revenge for his death is my sole purpose in life. Despite the gravity of her words, her face was an unreadable mask. She seemed almost incapable of human emotion. So, what sort of person is this Alfred? A destructionist who masquerades as a terrorist. Destructionist? That sure was a term that came up a lot back in Japan. Alfred doesn't believe in God and holds no political ideology. The chaos and destruction is just to earn money in order to carry out more terrorist acts. So you're saying this Alfred commits terrorism because it's fun? Cannon nodded. That's why every now and then Alfred changes loyalties. Just when you think you've found ties to some Middle Eastern terrorist organization, turns out the job was for the American CIA. What the heck? So Alfred stands for nothing then? Cannon smiled dismissively at my little childish outburst. I couldn't help but feel a bit patronized. I told my fingers turning my cat's cradle into a bridge. Cannon's eyes fixed right back on the string. A tiny surge of pride replaced my annoyance. She went quiet, watching closely as I worked my fingers. The tension in the room faded as the silence between us lengthened. My stepmother's the sort of person who couldn't do this sort of thing, I said at last. For some reason I had a sudden urge to talk about my personal life. I guess she cares about herself more than looking after her children. She's not a bad person, though. She gives me weird bits of advice, like telling me to find someone to date or that a woman's life is defined by a man. But it's not like I hate her or anything. Would you mind teaching me? Cannon asked softly. What? How to find a guy to date? No, she shook her head. Then she pointed to the cat's cradle strung between my fingers. Oh, you mean this. So I took her by the hand and started to teach her the cat's cradle. Hey, do you mind if I ask you something? I said after a while. What's that? That friend you mentioned earlier? What was he like? Cannon's fingers went still. It's better if you don't ask. If I tell you, you won't want to come here anymore. That's not true, I insisted. Even though I'm a terrorist, she replied early. One who uses fear and violence to attain political objectives. The term has its origins in the reign of terror in 18th century France, known in French as La Terreur. I swallowed a sudden lump in my throat, unable to find words. We fight for righteousness, but you people call us terrorists. In the religious sense, the state of being virtuous, free of sin, and observant of the proper rules of moral conduct. Not the same as being in the right, though many people equate the two. Am I wrong? She cast a quick look at my face. But I mean, you protected me. My voice wavered as I replied. All I had was take down some thugs. I just didn't want them around. What can I say to that? I just stammered. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Huh? Cannon flashed me another slight condescending grin. I was just joking, don't worry about it. But I didn't get the sense that everything she said was a joke. And if calling yourself a terrorist is an exaggeration, the world Cannon lived in was unquestionably a dangerous one. I could tell them that from the cold look in her eyes, a look you'd never expect from an ordinary teenage girl. What sort of hardships had she endured to acquire that deadly stare? Having lived all my life in peaceful Japan, I could scarcely imagine. Cannon tried and failed several times to get the cat's cradle right, but she didn't give up. She worked fastidiously by herself. Fingers continued to shift awkwardly about. Okay, here we go. Shake the string around her fingers and spread her palms. The string shape just collapsed into a jumbled mess. Confound it, okay, one more time. You can make this into a game with two people, you know. I plucked the string from Cannon's hands. And passed the string back and forth. Why don't we try that? It's more fun than doing it by yourself. I have the string around my fingertips. What do you say? Want to give it a go? Cannon looked dubious. The intricately intertwined strings were like the world in a way. What had started as a single thread was now something that couldn't be undone just by pulling on it. I held my hands out, twirling the string around my fingers. Cannon took the pattern from me and spread her palms apart. She made a perfect bridge between her hands. The shy grin that came into her face made her finally look like a normal girl. I followed suit with a childish little laugh of my own. And as if in a blaze of sunshine, the fog that's been hanging over my mind finishes receding. I remember everything. My name is Maria Osawa. My sister is Itomi Osawa. And Ken? She's a dear friend who I met in a far-off land. She helped me once, and now it's my turn to help her. I close my eyes to reflect upon those precious memories, all the dearer for having been lost. Now, when I try to picture Canaan, I can do so clearly, just as I thought before. My memories that will make me who I am, and I would never choose to forget them. I feel almost as if time had stopped for me while my history was gone, and now it's started moving again. Finally back to being me. And I have to go. I have to go back there one more time. End of her story. And what?